Bromley 2019, and this is the Hubnut stand which me and my Rover Tomcat were very happy to be part of. And here it is, between a Fiat Seicento and the ex-Hubnut Rover 45 V6, which I did drive once and really rather enjoyed, although would not want to be feeding that fuel tank at the voracious rate it swallows petrol. Now, I've known Ian, Mr. Hubnut, since he was Mr. Magazine Editor and I was Mr. Freelance Magazine Contributor, so therefore he was Mr. My Boss. Now I'm having to do a voiceover now because there's lots of copyright infringing music playing in the background all day and it was loud and windy, so I'm talking about this after the event. Showing this madly eclectic range of cars from the derided to the adored. Everything here on the stand has a place as an enjoyable, fun, interesting car, so it was great to see them all together. See cars I've owned the like of and cars I've wanted to own. In fact, some of my favourite cars are on the stand. The Rover ST1 and the Alpha 164 are just two of them. I reviewed an NSU Prince not long ago and that was an amazing thing that I'd completely ignored before. The Hubnut stand is a great way of opening your eyes to cars you would never have thought of before or given consideration to, as well as paying a visit back to some old favourites like the Granada, and some seriously rare stuff that you wouldn't even think was rare. How many Renault 11s, Renault 19s or Celica convertibles do you think are left? But a real highlight for me was meeting all the people who I've spoken to in the comments sections over the last year or so, and the people I haven't spoken to either, who have appeared and just said hi. So thanks for saying hello, you're the people who make this worthwhile doing. Everything here on this stand has a story that deserves more time than I can give it right now, so I'm going to cut to the chase and go straight to the car you all want to have a look at. The car I finally got to have a chance to sit in, as Ian lives in Wales and I live in southeast England, so I never get to see his cars unless I happen to be working with him, which I don't anymore, as he no longer works in magazines, and he only ever got to see my boring new cars. So, let's go and have a look at Foxanne. Not that, that's a dog.
One of my furry fans.
Yeah. Hope you bought a dog t-shirt.
Yeah. There's an opportunity.
Yeah,
merchandise for dogs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here it is, the Reliant Fox, which made its way all the way from Wales to Kent with only slight overheating issues in all its hand-painted blue plastic glory. Surprisingly spacious inside, I guess because quite narrow panels on the outside of it, and sliding windows. Who knew? The blue actually suits it really well, makes it look quite jolly. We are climbing into Ian Seabrook's Hubnut.
Fabricate a lot of the bits.
Foxanne!
My immaculate indicator store.
This is a brand new and very shiny indicator store. Is that from an Escort?
Sorry?
It's not from an Escort, is it?
Metro.
Metro, gosh. Of course it is. Yes, I was watching the video when you said about it. This is a marvellous thing. So here we have genuine Welsh dust, an upside down roofer Reliant on the steering wheel. If you're a fan of 70s retro cars...
Sorry, I've got the steering wheel upside down. Oh, steering
locked, yeah.
How unprofessional.
Oh, it's very sloppy, and he's hanging his head in shame, it's not good. If you're a fan of cars from the 70s and 80s, you'll recognise these switches and dials from almost everything you've seen in that decade. This is actually remarkably comfortable. In here we've got Volvo 340 seats, which are really, really comfy.
They're lovely.
Yeah, it takes the edge off everything else being, a bit raw. This makes it really quite pleasant. Oh, I like this. The gear shift and controls are really quite nicely laid out.
Which one are we going for?
A nice Panasonic stereo.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
No.
And there is a vent, so
There's also an oil pressure gauge, that doesn't work.
Okay, so in order to make your drive more pleasant and relaxing, the oil pressure gauge doesn't work, so you don't need to worry about that at any given time. That's fine. There is one air vent, so you have to decide how much you like your passenger.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, this is awesome. Well, I'm glad to have finally sat in the car I've been watching for the last, 8 months or so?
A year.
A year, crikey.
Yeah. Pretty much a year exactly since I picked this car up.
A year has flown by. This is epic. I'll do a quick walk around now.
Go online.
What engine is this?
It's an 850cc Reliant all-alloy 4-cylinder engine.
And it works?
Sort of, but we have got a slight mayonnaise
Oh, that's not good.
issue going on. So, and lots of oil in the coolant.
That is not the best thing in the world to see.
That's not great.
Oh
so,
gosh, no.
Whether I get home tomorrow remains to be seen.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I think you should ignore the gauges and it'll be absolutely okay.
Yeah, well, it'll make a good video, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Think of the content.
Exactly.
Right, I'll let you put the bonnet back on again now.
Very wonderful restoration. Please do take the time to have a look at that because Gary's just let us know.
Remarkably practical load space area in the back of here, filled with mugs which people have not collected, which they've pre-bought. A useful spare wheel, one of the new tyres, I believe. And absolutely tons of space in here. If it wasn't full of stuff, I would do my usual climbing in the back of the car to demonstrate how spacious the thing is. This is marvellous. And stepping back, we have the famous blue paint, which actually really quite suits the car well.
Well, let's talk about this beautiful car. First of all, let's talk about this amazing restoration. So tell me the story of this car, how you came to be together and what you've done.
The amazing story is she's not crystal, but it's pretty much original. She's Doris Dolores.
We have these
After my dear old mum left.
brand new Nankang tyres on the fresh wheels, looking good. We all love Twook.
She didn't look quite like that. She looked a bit tired and a bit frayed around the edges.
Star of the show here at Bromley pageant today.
Yeah, she scrubs up well, doesn't she?
She really does. If that's
Very nice to finally see this thing.
incredible,
Make sure I'm not covering too much. Whoa, look at the baggy on
This has got the worst gear change of any R8 I've ever driven.
that. Is
It's hilariously
that's
bad.
not your usual snickety Honda, is it?
No, that's just
It's sort of
rubbish.
snickety.
I've actually kind of got the hang of it now because I'm so used to it. It's a very curvaceous snick. It's a wander. It's a sneaky wander.
Somewhere to rest your foot.
Yeah.
Clutch foot there, that's good.
Yeah, this is I'm ridiculously oversprung. I quite like these little stalks. It creaks, doesn't it?
It's a bit rovery.
It's very rovery.
I'll just stop doing that because that sounds very dodgy indeed.
Yeah, the soundtrack to this video just went badly X-rated.
This is the first time I've ever sat in a Tomcat, I think.
Yeah, it's the first time we've been in this car, isn't it? Yeah, one of my cars you've been in is the new boring ones.
Yeah.
The most nice change.
Wires variously.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
cassettes.
cassettes.
Yes.
Quality.
There is something I really want to get hold of, which is
That button?
well, but I did have that, but it's in the car somewhere. I don't know where anymore.
Right.
You can take this out and you can get a cup holder that replaces the cassette thing,
Oh.
and that'd be wonderful to have. I saw one on eBay once, but never again. 25 quid though, seems a lot for Colding cups.
Ouch. Yeah.
When you can just usually put.
You should just use your T-shelf.
The T-shelf is ideal, or
That's the best thing about these cars, carried over from the Maestro,
Although-
the handy T-shelf.
the T-shelf isn't great on corners though.
Well, slow down. Honestly, you're having too much fun.
Well, this is the MG version of the Rover. This puts the MG into MG Rover, and I've ruined it by putting hard springs on it, which was actually a mistake.
Ah, yes.
It's very
Well, that's
low and
definitely
creaky.
not Hubnut engineering to firm up the suspension.
No,
Make
I-
it softer.
I do want to make it softer actually. It is adjustable, but it will involve effort of turning a dial, which is quite a lot of effort.
Might be worth doing. I'll
Yeah.
keep moving and it makes a noise. I'll
Yeah,
stop
get
moving.
very, very still. Oh, so how many people have sat in your Foxanne today?
Oh, frameless.
Frameless, yeah, and it works.
Yeah, quite a lot of people have sat in Foxanne. She's been very busy. I almost said something very rude there, but just about got away with it. It's fine.
Yeah, she's earned the keep today.
It's been a long day.
It has, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so thank you for inviting me down to the stand today. It's been
That's
really good fun.
Quite all right. And your second Rover,
Yeah.
second choice Rover, isn't that bad?
Well, as I call it, the lifeboat Rover, because it's the backup one that's always under in the corner waiting, and the moment everything goes horribly wrong and the main Rovers sink, this one just fires up and goes.
What engine is this one?
2-litre non-turbo T-Series.
Nice.
So it's got a fair amount of power, decent amount of torque.
about the right amount of power, won't shred your tyres.
No, exactly. It leaks just enough oil to smell, but not enough oil to need topping up
Cover
frequently.
gasket corners.
It's that front corner one. Yeah, it's been done before, but it still does it anyway. So it's
Quality.
typical Roverness.
Yeah. Yeah, engineer a car really well and then build it shoddily.
Yeah,
that's a bit of Rover approach.
It is the Birmingham way. Yeah, the Rover way certainly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lovely.
Oh, I'm glad I finally sat in Foxanne as well.
Yeah, how does it compare?
I think it creaks less.
Yeah. It's not very creaky at all,
I
actually.
suspect there's less wind noise as well. I rather like it. They've got very comfortable seats. I do like the comfy seats.
Yeah,
And
they're a lot comfier than these, and
These are-
definitely less squeaky than these.
yeah, these are designed.
Have you even got adjustable lumbar support? Oh, you have.
That's set to comfort. I was on the way over this morning thinking this was really hard, and I did adjust it, and it turned out it was already on soft. But soft is a relative term.
Grand. Yeah, well, thank you for coming down.
Yeah. So how many cars? 25 cars in the end? 20 something cars?
I probably should have counted.
Yeah.
I think we were getting on for 20, so...
Yeah, it's a lot. Amazing variety.
Yes, that's the Hubnut way.
Yeah. When did you last see an Allegro next to an Alfa 164 on the same stand?
Yeah, and a smart car.
And a smart car, yeah.
Yeah, and a Reliant Fox, of course.
Yeah, well, yeah, well, it goes without saying. In fact, did go without saying on that occasion, because no one said it. We're being photographed.
We are being photographed. Paparazzi get everywhere.
We're famous.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm going to go and sleep now, I think.
Sleep sounds good.
Yeah.
I like the idea
and
of sleep
cake.
very much. Sleep and cake.
Yeah, that is an evening. Well, thank you so much for having me today. It's
No
been
problem.
great. I'm going to do, because there's lots of loud music, I've said nothing to reference back to on this audio so far, because I've just videoed it and will now do a voiceover later because there's copyright infringing music
Yeah, that's
all
quite
day long.
irritating.
Yeah, so I've just filmed the stand
You're
and
going to
then...
dub me in.
Yes, I'll overdub you with the voice of an Irish man
Excellent.
in the style of 1980s BBC
I
News.
can't wait to see the results.
Hooray! We do a double goodbye. Goodbye!